Joining me now is Micah Strickland, defensive back out of Brownsboro, Texas, class of 2025. Thank you for coming on the show, Micah. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. The purpose of this show for people that are watching is pretty straightforward. The picture in the background is of him at Future 50. I met him there a few days ago down in IMG in Bradenton, Florida. He's one of the top prospects in the class of 2025, already has offers from programs all over the place. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like being from where he's from. We'll get into that in a second, and why football is important to his area, the culture where he's from and all that, because I'm quite honestly fascinated with it. Brownsboro, Texas, I know from just talking to Micah and from studying recruiting for a very, very long time, it is East Texas. It is rose fields. It is ranches. It is oil fields. There's not a lot going on. There's some big alligators out there if you're not careful, some stuff like that. Yeah, once you get over near that big lake on the border, I know there's some real big alligators over there. But there's not a lot to do. And I looked it up before we got started. It's like 1,200 people in your hometown. Give people a perspective of what it's like being from a town like that and why football and sport in general, really, are so important to towns like Brownsboro.
So I feel like in small towns like Brownsboro, where I'm from, football really just is like, it gives the town something to watch, something to look forward to. It just brings them together, because every Friday you get to go out, see your kid or like your friend's kid, go out there and compete and try to win. It just gives you something to cheer for and something to do.
Is it fairly safe to say that when you're high school, at any point when you were growing up, when they were good at a sport, the chatter in the restaurant, at the gas station, even just walking by somebody on the street gets amplified a little bit more because, like you said, there's not a lot. I mean, what else are you going to talk about, at least locally? The high school is what you lived through, at least in my experience, because I grew up in a community similar to yours, different state. But I mean, when a basketball game was important, a football game, baseball, whatever, man, you better get there early because otherwise you weren't getting a seat. Is it similar like that where you're at?
Yes, sir. So if we're like doing good during the season or something, there's going to be a lot of people there, especially during basketball, because our basketball, like, we don't have that many seats or anything. So if basketball team's doing good or they're playing like a rival, you got to get there early because everything's going to be packed. Like, whenever we're playing like Van or Athens, those are our two rivals. Everybody tries to make it out to those games, and yeah, it's just great.
How far away are you? You said Athens, and what was the other institution?
Van.
Okay. Are they like right next door, like within 30 minutes of you kind of deal? Like real close, or how far away are you?
I think Athens is only like 20 minutes away most, and then Van's a little bit further than that.
But still, it's very easy drive, so people know each other in each town, and I'm sure you probably know some of the kids from those other schools, which always adds a little bit more to the rivalries and all that. But what's it like competing with kids that you know growing up, whether it was track, baseball, heck, it could have been anything. It could have been tennis, just goofing around. When you know everybody and it's smaller communities like this, does it mean more, you think, to compete in sports and everything?
For me, I feel like it does, because if you're my buddy, I want to compete and be better than you so I can like rub it in your face all the time and like let you know that I'm better than you, just messing around with you, playing around. But I feel like it makes you want to compete more, whenever you know the people.
I couldn't agree more. And I was the same way when I was a kid. I was a good athlete. I wasn't anywhere near as talented as you, but you like walking home at night knowing that you got the dub. At the end of the day, either you won or you lost. And that's something the next day,
yes, sir,
that's going to come back up in conversation with the same people you saw the night before. So that's pretty important too. Being from East Texas, I know a lot of recruits from there over the years. The things that I know most is just blue collar mentality. People in everything they do, whether it's going to their job, religion, football, whatever it is 100% in. Can you explain to anybody, like, I've never known what this really is, so maybe you can answer for me. Why are people so hardworking, like from the area that you're from? What is it?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know. I think there's just like it's the East Texas work ethic. Everybody in East Texas is just a hard worker. I don't know why that is, but it's just everybody loves working hard down here.
That's what I've learned too. I mean, literally, like even before you were born, people that I'd met from there, football players, etc. Like Bobby Taylor's from Longview. He's a kid that I idolized. He was about my age. Went on to Notre Dame, played for the Eagles and stuff. That dude dominated, and he didn't just want to win; like he wanted to dominate. So those kind of kids have always come out of there. It's been amazing. Talk a little bit about the pride that you take in football personally. You're an East Texas kid. You're already getting recruited nationally, and you still have 2 years of high school left. What makes you grind like you do to get those offers and be the player that you are?
It's really just been like a dream of mine to play at the next level. Like since I was like a little kid, I started watching football, and it's just like, wow, I want to play football. Play at the high levels. Get to experience all this stuff that I see these guys doing on TV and stuff. Because it just looked fun. And then really in 8th grade is whenever I started to take like football serious. I was like, yeah, I really do want to do this at the next level, and I really want to keep like playing, like keep getting better. So then I started working harder at it, and yeah.
One thing led to another. All right. Well, that leads to the obvious question. You're playing corner, you could play safety, you could play nickel. That stuff will take care of itself. What do you like about playing defense, and why did you decide to? I mean, I'm sure you could have played receiver or whatever you wanted to. Why defense? What separates that for you?
So really growing up, I saw myself as like a running back. I love playing running back because I grew up watching Marshawn Lynch, so I wanted to be like him, and I just love playing running back. And then because I was playing defensive end all the way up until 8th grade, and then I got moved to corner my freshman year, and then got moved up to varsity. And after that, I just like fell in love with playing like in the secondary. It was just something special.
Okay. So you've tried different things. You've been at 3 different spots then, and it's just the way the process worked out for you. So obviously, if you've gotten these offers already, that kind of puts it in perspective. And to that point, just to give people a grander scheme, like name some of the schools that you've been offered by, to put it in perspective for people to kind of categorize it.
So Tech, Nebraska, uh, Colorado State, all the schools like that.
You've started to get these offers. Were you surprised by it when you got them so early, or did you kind of know that they were going to be coming your way?
So my freshman year is whenever I got my first offer. It was UTSA. That one, it kind of surprised me a little bit because I was like, whoa, that's crazy, because I hadn't been playing corner that long or anything. Games of film out there, so it was just like, wow, to like get that, especially being in like Brownsboro, because that's like not something you see every day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not too many 15-year-olds get an offer from a college football program. So congrats to you for that. You obviously adapted to corner pretty quickly to get that offer. Um, what about playing defense now, though? Like, what do you need to work on to get better, to get like, all the offers, the Alabamas, Miamis, or whatever it is? What do you need to work on?
So right now, my biggest thing is like, because I'm strong and I'm aggressive whenever I'm playing. There's just small little like technique things that I need to work on going through, which is really what I'm focusing on right now. Like every week, just been working at it, working at it.
What do you think is next for you? Like, are you going to work out in any, like, you working with trainers? Are you doing anything else before the season? Or are you just getting ready for fall camp, taking it easy?
So I've worked with like flight skills. I went down there with him once, but that's like an hour drive, like every time I want to work. But there is a guy down in Brownsboro. His name's Bobby Walker, and I think I'm gonna start like training with him and stuff.
Okay. Last question for you to get you out of here. You're not only a really good football player, but you're also a really good student. What keeps you so interested in academics and like keep it on your grind with the books and understanding the academic side of things?
So really, it started off as like a competition kind of with my brother and my sister because, I wanted to be able to be smarter than them. So I always wanted my grades to be high. But then after that, I don't know, I just kept like stayed in the books and stuff because it's nice to be able to like be smart and stuff. And then always, because I play football, and now the opportunities are opening up for me to go to college for like free and stuff. But even then, like if anything fails, then I will always have that like academic side, that I can fall back on. State.
Well, that's
so that's
cool,
really
man.
what just like kept me in it.
Well, that's cool, man, because you never know when you're going to get injured. Even if you're successful enough to go on to the National Football League, football does not end in a long time. It's probably going to be quicker than you think. It's a brutal sport, so you always got to have fallbacks and things to do, even if you had a long NFL career. So good for you. Micah, stay with me here just a second. I'll be with you right after I end the podcast. But for those of you out here, please like and subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell and comment. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.